Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
Got a story sent in by everybody, including Brian and Kevin. Thank you very much. From 9news.com out of Colorado. Steve Stager and Anna Houston wrote this. Broomfield man loses nearly everything to auction after restoration company forgot to pay a bill. The man is desperately searching for his life's possessions now after a restoration company that was storing his belongings in a storage unit and didn't pay the bills on it saw all that stuff get auctioned off, taking with it decades of family photos and even his late wife's ashes. Gone. The man lost everything when ServPro of Greater Boulder placed his belongings in a storage unit that defaulted, leading to an auction on September 3rd. Among the items sold and gone now, photos of his wife, who died 24 years ago, their daughter's childhood albums, wedding albums, baby albums, and his wife's ashes. He said, "I'm really upset, I'm heartbroken, I'm devastated and angry." He's hoping someone who bought the unit back on September 3rd might still have some of these things and maybe see or hear about the story. The ordeal began earlier this spring when a pipe burst in his upstairs neighbor's unit, flooding his Broomfield condo where he and his daughter had lived since 2001. Walked in the door, the whole place was flooded. Like we're talking about water everywhere. ServPro came in to handle the cleanup and mitigation. They boxed up everything this man had and moved it all to an extra space storage unit. They took everything that was in here, he said. Furniture, they boxed up all my stuff. They took my desk, they took the drawers, they dumped them into boxes. So he lived in a hotel from April to October while the renovations were being done. He said when he's ready to move back in, he wanted to get his storage unit stuff back as well. He says a ServPro employee told him that he'd need to speak to the boss about this. It's always a bad sign. Get a call from the boss, and the second day they said, "I'm sorry, all your belongings are gone. Sorry, all your stuff is gone." I literally just kind of sat there. I didn't want to have to tell my daughter that everything, all her childhood memories, all the pictures of her mom and her while they were growing up, I had to tell her everything was gone. Probably the hardest thing I've ever had to tell my daughter since I had to tell her that her mom died. He said the employee explained to him that the storage unit facility had changed ownership while his stuff was there, and said that it was a problem of the storage place because they never notified him about the change. But when the TV station got involved and started looking at stuff, first thing they saw was screenshots that this man had of text messages between the man and ServPro. And in June, it turns out that an employee of ServPro had sent over a screenshot from the new owner of the storage facility showing the details about the unit, the number, and even the gate code to access the facility. A spokesperson for the new owner told the TV station that the same ServPro employee called Extra Space Storage in late May and made a payment on the unit. So they even made a payment on the unit to the new owners, according to the story. Then the new owners provided dates of 9 attempts made to contact the ServPro people about the pending auction and the late payments. Because before the stuff gets auctioned, notices get sent saying if you don't pay this bill, it's going to go up for auction. Here's what you need to do to cure this. And there were, they say, 9 attempts. So the storage unit then went up for auction on September 3rd, with the auction closing on the 6th. Now, the storage place told the TV station that the ServPro employee called them on the 7th to ask about the auction, and then again on the 10th, asking for contact information for the auction's winner. So they called after the auction had ended, and they're calling about the auction. Spokesperson for the storage unit said privacy rules don't allow the company to share contact information about auction winners. In a statement to the TV station, the owner of ServPro of Greater Boulder said they were heartbroken by the situation. Initially, they blamed the change in ownership at the storage facility for creating the problem, but after Steve on your side showed them what they'd found out, the company then issued a new statement. After an internal investigation, we determined that a human error on our part led to the notifications going unanswered and the unit being auctioned. As soon as we realized what had happened, we did everything we could to reach the buyer through the auction house in hopes of recovering the man's cherished belongings, but that information was not released. Okay. Now, the original statement had said this was the result of a series of unfortunate events following a change in ownership at the storage facility where the contents were held. After the unit was mistakenly auctioned, we attempted to reach the buyer through the auction house to recover the cherished items, but that information was not released. While we know what was lost can never be truly replaced, our number one priority is taking care of the client. We're finalizing a full valuation and are working to cover replacement costs. As a result of this deeply unfortunate situation, we have also updated our internal policies to ensure this type of miscommunication cannot occur again. So it's a series of events there. I saw them blaming human error as well, but this loss has the man left with almost nothing. He said, I have 3 pairs of pants. I've been wearing 2 pairs of jeans and half a dozen work shirts while he's been trying to figure this stuff out. He says he compares the situation to a fire. You lose everything in a fire, but here he goes, it's worse. It's like you lose everything except with people, when they know about a fire, they try to pull their memories out before the fire or salvage what's left over. Nothing's left over here. This man contacted the storage place, and they told him the same privacy rules prevented them from revealing who purchased the unit at auction. The question is, can't they contact the people who bought the stuff and just say, by the way, if there's stuff you're going to chuck, can you hang on to it? This guy wants it back. So the man says, all we know is that they were from Colorado Springs and that they emptied out the storage unit and went on their way. All we really want is our personal stuff that has no value to anybody else. We'd like that stuff back. He fears the worst for his possessions. He says, I've seen those TV shows, right? They just rip through that, take the stuff of value, and throw the rest in the trash can. That's just tragic. I think it would be on the edge of some kind of miracle if we got some of this back. So the TV station is appealing for anybody. If anybody has any idea who's got this stuff, contact them and let them know. But that's the weirdest part about a situation like this, is this stuff has immense value to him. Much of it would have zero value to someone else. And the best example I can probably give you is looking at the knickknacks behind me. Now, if you didn't know that these knickknacks were on a set of a channel on YouTube and just looked at them individually, you might say, oh, I don't know, it's a beanie baby of an owl and some kind of chicken and a couple turbine car models and some microphones that may or may not work. But this stuff all has immense sentimental value to me. And I can tell you that my home likewise has stuff in it where somebody might walk up to it and go, what's that? Why did you save that? I can tell you why I saved it. And as some of you will remember, for instance, this is probably the best example of that I can tell you, is that little curlicue of aluminum. I did a video a while back about a truck driver who ran over one of the fence posts in my yard, and that scraped off the truck. And it was all caught on camera. That's how we know what happened. And I said, I'm going to save this as a souvenir of what I thought was an entertaining story that I got to tell on my channel. The other person who came into possession of my stuff would look at that and go, what's this? Just chuck it. Just chuck it. Zero value to somebody else. Massive value to the true owner of it. And the sad part is that in most states, auctions like this, which come about because of the liens that are created by somebody who takes out rent in a storage space, those auctions are good auctions, meaning that the person who bought that stuff, they're innocent. They paid money, they bid on it, they came in, they moved the stuff out, it's theirs. But unfortunately, it's a situation where if you could find out who they were and get a message to them, and it's probably too late now, but if it could have gotten to them in time, possibly a lot of the stuff that would mean nothing to them instead of getting thrown away would go back to this guy. Because that's the thing you have to understand in the law. This guy's lawsuit against that restoration company is such a good lawsuit. I don't know if he's filed one, don't know if he's going to file one, but if he does, it's what we'd call a righteous lawsuit. The only thing you'd have to fight over is damages. How much is it worth? And so you take any widget, okay, I'm just going to grab a widget at random. It's a Hot Wheels model of a winged car, okay, sent in by a viewer. But let's call this a widget, okay? So this thing right here, to the average person, they look at that and they go, I don't know. I could go to the store and buy one of those for a couple bucks if I wanted to, but I don't really want to, otherwise I would have already. So what's this really worth? Oh, it turns out it's got great value to me And I can tell you the story behind it. Let's just assume for a moment that it wasn't sent in by a viewer. What if, for instance, the day I met Richard Petty, which I did, what if he had signed this? Now, he didn't sign this, but I'm saying let's suppose this was signed by Richard Petty. And somebody found it and didn't realize that the scribble was Richard Petty's signature and said, it's a Hot Wheels car, chuck it. And yet it's a memento of the day I met Richard Petty. The value on that, I got news for you, it's not for sale. That's one of the biggest problems in the law, is the law says that juries can only award money. How much is something of sentimental value worth? Well, what would you sell it for? It's not for sale. I wouldn't sell it for anything. I've actually had people contact me and offer to buy some of my microphones off me. And they go, hey, Steve, I noticed you got two. I don't know if you caught this or not, but that's a duplicate of that one. I got doubles. I've had people go, Steve, you got two. I want to buy one from you. No. I've got stories about where I got all those microphones. One or two of them were sent in by viewers, but a bunch of them I collected on my own. I've had them given to me by friends. People I worked with in the industry gave them to me. I've had, so could you go on eBay and buy another one of those? Possibly. But it wouldn't be this one. And this one is unique. And so this guy's stuff, this is the craziest thing about damage calculations in the law. What is an urn filled with human ashes worth to someone who's not related to the person? What are they worth to the man who was married to her? And this is one where you hope you get a good jury that understands these things if it goes to trial. And this is also a reason why, if you're in this kind of business where you are literally taking everything somebody owns into your possession and taking care of it for a while, you better make sure you do it right and you got good insurance. And I'm talking about insurance that pays big dollars, because I suspect that's what's going to happen here. But the crazy part, he'd rather have his stuff back. Whether he can get it back, don't know. And all a court can do is award money. And so I know a lot of people are going to say millions of dollars won't get this guy's stuff back. It won't. It won't. But ask him which you'd rather have, his stuff back or the millions of dollars. He'd rather have his stuff back. So it's a crazy story. It's a scary story. But Brian and Kevin, thanks for sending that from 9news.com. And Steven Sager wrote that, and along with Anna Houston. Broomfield man loses nearly everything to auction after a restoration company forgot to pay the bill. And the irony, I'm sure you've got this, but just in case you didn't, I have people go, I can't believe you forgot something. The restoration company is called in to restore things. Ironically, they did the exact opposite here. That's the crazy part. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. Trade your expectations for appreciation, and your whole world changes in an instant.